Okay, so in my last video, I talked a little bit about some divorce myths, and then I did another video on some divorce truths. And I thought I would cap it all off and end it with a cold, hard truth about divorce. And you might not like this, but we need to hear this. One of the cold, hard truths about divorce is that there's going to be at least one person in your life that is not going to approve of you changing and growing and ending a relationship. You're going to be surprised by who this person is. It could be a family member. It could be a really close coworker. It could be a best friend from the past, childhood people. And I wanted you to be aware of this. When you are confronted with the surprise of a person in your close circle who does not support you making a decision to proceed with a divorce or a breakup or a separation or a new life, I want you to think about two important rules. And the first is, it's really more of a tip or a saying. The first thing to think about is don't ever take advice from a person whose life you wouldn't switch with. So if there's a person in your life who means well, loves you very much, but doesn't make the choices that you would have made, doesn't have the spouse that you would have chosen, doesn't approach issues like connection, sexuality, family, anything, religion in the way that you would, keep that in mind when you're hearing the advice that they have to give to you. And the second thing to keep in mind is a saying that I came up with one day as I was trying to comfort some of my clients and help them feel a little bit better about the fact that their divorce was already in motion and they were dealing with people in their lives who really disapproved of their choice to choose happiness or to choose themselves. And the saying is this: quit seeking the approval of people that don't show up for you. If this person is not showing up for you in your life, in your moment of need, in your moment of a desire for support, it's going to hurt. It might be heartbreaking, but they're not showing up for you and they're not going to be there for you. And as hard as that is, that gives you permission to stop seeking their approval. You don't need to seek approval from the people who aren't going to support you, who are not supporting you, and who may never have supported you in the first place. This is the time in your life where you're going through a lot of change and growth, and you may have to reevaluate some friendships from your past that don't seem to want to kind of come into your future, and that's okay. Ask yourself, was this a friend who was never really happy for me to begin with? Is this a person that's always in competition with me? Is this a person that's talking about me behind my back? Is this a person who is maybe through no fault of their own having to address some really difficult issues from their own past, maybe about their own parents' relationship, maybe about their own happiness in their own marriage? Is my truth and my growth really rubbing up against somebody who's really having a hard time in their own life? These are going to be really difficult moments for you, but I know that you can move through it. And when you know this information in advance, you'll be more prepared for it when it shows up in your life. I'm Holly Davis. I'm a divorce attorney here in Austin, Texas, and I've been divorced myself. So I know these things. I also advise my clients every day about it, and I hope this helps.